All right, I'm trying to get everything set up here, so we should be starting shortly. All participants process check-in results. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. All right, we're just waiting for this match to get set up here. Our first match here is going to be Rika versus Dark Forte. Let me get their decks together. This should be it. Yo, okay. This matchup is going to be interesting. It's So this matchup we're going to be having on stream here is actually going to be Passion IMAS versus Control Haven. Mostly, it's the floating up, the Float Haven essentially. Control Haven, playing Israfil though in the top end as well. Let me get these guys on stream for you guys. Let's see. Like this. All right. All right, welcome everyone. Oh, there you go, so you can hear those guys. Welcome. I had the sound to the stream muted other than my mic. My bad. Welcome everyone. Happy holidays as always, or not as always, but we got a Christmas tournament going on here, having a little fun. After everyone's Christmas dinner, we got some Christmas Shadowverse going on here. So first matchup is Rika here, which is on Passion IMAS versus looks like Dark Forte is on a Float Haven game plan. Playing Iserphil, also playing Path of Purgatory in this list as well. Three Fall from Grace, something you don't see too often. People don't use it too often. It just sometimes feels like a very mediocre card at best. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilize this card because it's hardly ever played.
Pay 1 for Bellringer.
Okay.
And in turn.
Sure.
So tonight we do have 7 participants, so it'll be a 3-round tournament. Let's see who comes out ahead. I know I haven't been streaming these lately. The original plan was to record these and then upload them later, but it's the Christmas, so let's just throw up a stream and have a little fun, I guess, with everyone who can come around and watch some Shadowverse.
Alrighty.
And then I'll do lesson 1. It's like never car. Actually, no, it's only one lesson in the field. So yeah, never mind. That's irrelevant. So pass turn.
On the end stat, I'll pay 1 and Angelic Snipe and kill her.
Sure.
Start. Pay 1 for Bellringer.
Sure.
Pay 1 and an Evo point to evolve her.
Okay.
And I'll deal her 2 damage.
Sure. Down to 1/1.
And then pay 1 for Sacred Flea and pass.
Sure.
So the one thing about this matchup, which will be interesting, is Passion has a lot of really crazy board states that, like, if they high roll or get it like essentially pop off, they can go really hard and have like this wide board on like turn 4 or 5, and like push a lot of damage too, depending if they hit like the Storm Follower. But the big thing in this matchup too is just like Themis Decree is a card that exists in this I was gonna say Forest for a second, but in this Havencraft list. So they have very good answers and a lot of like ways to banish. And once again, Fall from Grace is another card that can just easily answer big threats on the board. So it'll be interesting to see how this continues to play out here. Generally, Passion, you want to always just have you need to have 3 or 2 followers survive on. I think it's turn 4. Let me double check here. I think it's the 4 cost, or is it a 3 cost? Yeah, it's a 4 cost that Aiko, when she comes in, she has an activated effect where you can rest 3 passion followers on the field. If you do, you can summon a passion follower from your hand and give it at the start of the end phase, return this card to its owner's hand. So you can play that in combination with playing Mio Honda, which Mio Honda is a 6-drop 5/5 rush that has look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and you may summon a passion card from among them and put bury the rest.
Sure.
Which is a really scary effect, so you can cheat things out that way by like high rolling off the top of your deck.
4 damage to the 3/3.
Sure.
And heal 1.
Okay.
Pass.
Sure.
Let's see. Since I'm doing this live too, I think I can add. Let me see if I can do this here for you guys, so you can see cards as I pull them up here on the side. There you go.
Then I'll pass with 5 up.
So there's the Mio Honda, and then as I was talking earlier, this is the Aiko that will summon stuff off the top.
Sure.
Or not off the top, from your hand, to be able to do the wacky combo like that as well.
I think I know what I can do here.
We have 2 Sacred Pleas on the board currently. Gonna cash those in later there. Sacred Plea being Amulet card. If you've been playing since 1, you're kind of familiar with it. 1-drop Amulet that you can crack to draw 1 immediately, or you can pay 2 extra to draw 2 instead. Often, a lot of times, you just kind of sit on it till you find a time where either you're forced to draw to find an answer, or you have the extra floating play points that you can go ahead and pop them immediately to get the 2 extra draws, or the extra draw with it, so you can go up hand size as well.
Give my leader 1 health and draw card.
Otherwise, you can kind of think of it as like a non-quick version of Insight that everyone plays a lot of the times, as a 1-drop, basically draw a card for 1.
Pay 2, break this, and draw 2.
Sure.
And I'll end turn.
Okay.
I feel like that's never a good sign. They're probably sitting on, I think they're at 5 play points at this point, right? 5 or 6, as they paid 2, so they're either floating 4 or 3 here, which means they'll have access to Fall from Grace, so they can answer anything if they really need to. And if they're at 4 play points, they get Acolyte's Light, which they can, go ahead and banish things and heal 2 as well with this card. So they have ways to kind of control the board. Once again, it's just kind of the scenario where you can never have Passion necessarily have a board with 2 fallers, like past the turn when they have 2 fallers on board after your turn, because it gets incredibly scary. All right. So we got a Yui Otsuki here coming out, which has the fanfare lesson 1, so they may fall on the field and deal 4 damage to it. And then the Evo side right now, which does let you search your deck for a 3 cost or less spell or amulet, and then put it into the X area, then you shuffle your deck, and then it costs 3 less to play this turn. So a lot of times they just get oh, interesting. I guess they do not run it. Usually you get the center street here is what's searched out.
Made on the Yui, and give my leader 3 health, so I go to 24.
What does that card do?
Select the follower on my field, give it +1/+3, and my leader heals 3.
Look like they got Angelic Maid out here. It's a +1/+3 and then heal 3. It's a pretty annoying card in combination with certain followers that certainly get over some health aspects where it can make it a lot harder to remove, but like we're saying here, we have the Acolyte's Light here to answer whatever they need to off the board.
And heal 2.
Okay.
And then start turn. Let's see. I'll spend 4. Play Marwyn.
All right, we got our big boy here, Marwyn.
I'll spend 3 and an Evo point to evolve.
Sure.
All right, they're doing the actual cost to Evo into the 8/8 here. Ward Aura, very hard card to deal with. It also increases your maximum play points by 1 and then heals you by 3, and you draw a card as well. So whenever you do actually pay for it, you actually do accelerate in this case, because normally people would be playing this like on turn 4, and we just end up going ahead and skip turn to Evo instead of paying the cost because it's so much.
Just to make sure, that is a Ward Aura, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We're this late into the game. I assume we're just going to start trying to do things like Mio Honda, just out straight from our hand, and possibly lesson 2 as well to try to build up a board. It's kind of annoying with the Marwyn out on the board. Does this card actually clear it?
So this card
It only deals
costs 3 less to
6.
play if there's a 1-cost follower on my field, and fanfare refresh, she's fall on the field, but they're already.
So Kirari Moroboshi coming out here has the fanfare. When she comes into play, you can refresh your field, so you can restand everything and swing in again. But now we have this 9/9 ward out here. Unfortunately, this is Haven, which is like a one. Tall things is like Haven's specialty when it comes to removal. It's very good at just blowing up the one big thing. a lot of the times we have access, especially this list has Acolyte's Light along with what was it called, Fall from Grace, the card I was talking about earlier. A fairly cheap way to remove someone who invested like 6 to 9 play points on one follower. And that doesn't even include like the other ways the deck can remove it.
Spend 4, play Joan.
Jean coming out here, going to kind of clear up the board a little bit.
Point to evolve.
Jean, Fanfare, deal 2 at each enemy follower on play. We're going to go ahead and evolve here. It's going to make Marwyn even that much harder to deal with because it does give 2 health to all your other followers on the board. Which means Marwyn's just going to be a pain in the butt to get through.
I will spend 2, play Surefire Bullet, and deal 3 more damage.
Sure.
So she'll be at 3, correct?
No, it will be at 2.
Oh yeah, 2. Then I'll spend 2 more, and I'll.
Oh my god.
Banish her.
Sure.
Going to go ahead and play the Black Inscription to banish that card. That was a lot to put into, but I guess I didn't want to trade in John. We already have the Marwyn out here swinging in for big chunks of damage, so looks like we're kind of on the protect the Marwyn for now type of scenario. It's going to be kind of tough to get through the Marwyn. It looks like it has 9 health right now. If I'm reading it correctly, I think it's a 6 and 3 on there.
The combination of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I think this should be fine. For Ico.
So Ico coming down, the card I was talking about earlier here.
The other Ico, Fanfare, look at the top 3 cards of my deck. I may reveal a passion card among them at the hand. Rest go to the bottom of the deck.
And then we have this Ico coming out as well. I think this is just unfortunately an unfortunate matchup for Passion IMAS. It's just, unless you get like the really crazy board states against other like very hard control decks like this, it can get pretty tough.
Fanfare, select enemy follower on the field, deal it damage equal to number of other Passion followers on the field, so I can only deal it to Jean d'Arc.
I'm bleeding.
Okay, and then I will activate Ico skill, rest 3 Passion followers on the field. I may summon a Passion follower from my hand and give it start of my end phase, return this card to its owner's hand. So rest these 3.
All right, we're kind of doing the Ico pop off here. Usually you hope to do this on turn 4. We're getting Akane Hino out.
Each enemy follower on the field and draw 2 cards. Discard these 2, both Passion, and then I'll go into to Marwyn.
And you say it's at the end of your turn?
Yeah, and then turn is gonna bounce back to my hand, but if I'm crashing into this, it's gonna die anyways. So I'll go 7 into Marwyn.
Okay.
Okay. And pass turn.
Did you draw your 2 cards from the effect?
Yeah, my bad. I just realized I didn't draw 2. Yeah.
What are the health on all of those characters?
4/4, 2/2, and 1/3.
Okay. Let's see.
So yeah, this is kind of usually the board state that kind of happens. Usually, though, you get a Mio Honda and you hope to high roll into something like Akane, clear up the board and go in. But we got Israfil coming down here. Something you don't see too often in these control lists. Usually, people like to play Aegis because it's more of like a guaranteed, like very hard thing to remove that will live a turn. You can usually swing in and deal like 12-ish damage depending on what else you're using on the board. Usually, a lot of times use the thing that gives it ward. So Ezreal coming down here also, as well as Evoing to kind of clear up the board like we just saw, followed up by a Bell Ringer there on the right. Bell Ringer, always a nice one-drop staple when you don't know what to put in your deck, and just like, yeah, I can use a Bell Ringer. So we have the 9/9 ward out once again, being a little awkward whether or not they're going to be running in the Israfil, though I assume they don't have to. They technically have 3 draws on the board if they need to find removal for it. They can crash the Bellringer in to get a draw. They can also pay 2 to go ahead and crack Sacred Plea to draw 2, because they still have that on the board. See if they have their 1-card removal here to deal with the 9/9, so they don't have to run in Israfil, and instead get like the 10 damage in, putting the Passion deck down to 6 life. And I'm not sure how Passion's going to be able to come out from this. I think the game's like pretty much locked out for them. Coming back, it's just these. If you don't get a good board state with Passion and get that good high roll, it just feels miserable. True too. It looks like there is a Fall from Grace, which they might be using here.
I'll pay 3.
So, yep.
I'll play Fall from Grace.
Fall from Grace here.
Your follower.
Sure.
And then you heal 2 and draw a card.
Oh, I heal 2?
Yeah.
Did not. I thought you healed 2, but okay, I did not know the card read like that.
Then I will.
Make sure to draw a card from the Fall from Grace. I didn't see if you drew or not. Sorry.
I'll swing for 10.
Sure. It's on the 8th.
Then I'll spend 5 for Deus Ex.
Okay.
I'll ward this. I'll use her effect to recover 4 play points.
Sure.
And end turn.
Okay.
Deus Ex is this really awkward card for me. Sometimes it feels good. A lot of times it feels like it does nothing. It's just kind of like once you're ahead, you can kind of play this out. If your opponent has nothing on board, then this comes out and then it like starts to feel good. It's always been a very awkward card for me. All right, Mio Honda coming out here. Yeah, scooping it up. That's one of the downsides of Passion. It's like a very fun deck. If you've never played Passion before, obviously playing into a control deck is like such a hard control deck is unfortunate for Passion, but it is what it is. But like, it's a very fun deck to be playing, so I highly recommend checking it out at some time. But yeah, we should be going into round 2 here in a second. So once we get to that, I'll swap us over. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like and all that stuff for YouTube reasons. But yeah, thanks for joining me on this Christmas day.
高く
All right, it looks like we're moving on to round 2 here in a second. Let me pull up. All right, next match here should be starting shortly. We're just waiting for them to show up here, and then we should be good to go.
Hello, hello, hello.
Well, yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
All right, high roll.
Yes. Are we gonna? Okay.
I got 3.
Okay. Ooh, I rolled a 1. Your call.
I'll go first.
You go first, and you are on dragon as well.
All right, we have here. Oh, we have 2 dragon players here going at it here. Player top on here actually won their BCS recently, so they're going to Worlds. So congratulate to them as always. This looks like we're playing a PDK Prime Dragon Keeper deck basically. Top end here we are playing Omen of One. Jerry is how people like to call him.
What does Marion do?
Nothing right now. It's just a 2/2. It does something when I'm in over.
And then Exio, which is below, is playing Natra Dragon, another fellow content creator. Though I know they've been around and making a lot of content, and as well as playing in like these weekend tournaments. I think they do play usually on Sunday mornings.
I'll blazing break it for 1.
I always see them around.
And then I pass turn.
So this will be an interesting matchup. We kind of know what Natra Dragon does here. Natra Dragon obviously playing most of the all the Natra cards essentially, but playing for the whole Verdant package, milling a lot of their deck, burning your opponent out that way with very little interaction. Their list is very all in on the Natra stuff. They're not playing any Fortes. They're actually playing Viridia Magnas. Only 1 copy of Ogiri Cap, which is insane to me. Usually, I feel like minimum, like whenever I play this deck, I like having all 3, but I would feel like minimum 2 at least, because sometimes a Verdant ends up milling your Ogiri Caps and stuff like that. So having more than 1 copy in the deck feels good. They are playing 3 Blazing Breaths, which I know I feel like here in the West, people have been playing a little bit more. They like it, the interaction with that. And also they're playing 2 Dragon Oracles along with 3 Pterodons. So they have a lot of ways to go ahead and accelerate the game for the most part.
This becomes a 4/3.
All right, so this is a card no one probably has ever played before or looks at. So we got Mushusu here. Whenever one of your followers evolves, give this follower +2. So it looks like it went to 4 since we do have down here. Where is this card in the deck list? Oh, here it is. They played Dragon Summoner and Evo'd it here. The Evo side of Dragon Summoner obviously being top check 3, add a Dragoncraft follower to hand.
I'll pay 1 to cry.
This is going to be an interesting matchup because a lot of what this PDK deck does like semi-control, but also burn for controlling the board. So I think once PDK is online, it makes it kind of more awkward to play things to the board, but you have to play things to the board as Verdant.
PDK and
Yep, there we go, PDK, which is kind of the centerpiece for the deck here.
Then I'll swing you for 2. I'll pass.
I'm down to 14.
This is already a pretty rough board state. They're just gonna Not sure Dragon might end up eating a lot here. They don't have a lot really to work with to defend against this board because a lot of the board clear is like stuck within Conflag, which will happen on turn 5, but they're going second, which that means they've been one turn further behind here in an awkward way. It looks like they just had to also pass this turn, which seems no. They're just thinking they're on 4 play points, which means they can't really do anything till next turn. So next turn, they're going to end up eating a lot if they don't have a lot to really like protect themselves here with only 4 play points and an Evo. Like best, I would assume like Verdant Magna would be a great option right now to remove PDK because PDK is a problem child for sure. But the awkward thing too with Verdant Magna is just like Verdant Magna won't clear itself, but at least it's going to be there every turn, swing into something until it eventually becomes into the ward because it does have to hit the last word effect or completely pop off here. Exia also has the option to run in Colorful Cook to go ahead and ditch and draw. All right, so running this into PDK here. So like I said, it's not going to be able to clear it. It's going to go down to 3 health here. But it does have Rush Cell Bane, which means every turn this is still on the board, it's going to be able to clear another thing over and over and over again until it's able to Evo. Colorful Cook going to go ahead and swing it for 1 here, it looks like. There we go, that's correct. Accidentally took the damage off his opponent. So gonna get a little bit of a chunk damage in here too if they want, unless they have a way to deal with the Verdant Magna now. But by removing the Verdant Magna now, it'll be able to Evo, eat a tree, and then have a 4/4 next turn.
I'm sorry. I can't hear you, by the way. I think your mic might have.
Say that again?
Okay, I can hear you now. Because I couldn't hear you.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking. I'm going to push the top.
Gotcha.
It's a very interesting board state. I'm not sure here what the PDK deck is really looking to do at this point. They are at 5 play points. They do play the one of Jade Long Tactician. I wonder why. Just another Stormfaller they can send out, and then has his strike give something +1/+1 possibly. Interesting choices the one of there. But as you can see, Jerry is in their top end. So once they get down to that no hand card size, Jerry can kind of come out and kind of clear up the board and do damage as well on the Evo. Fina coming down. Look like we're going to be digging for some cards possibly here, since there's nothing really to pop other than the Colorful Cook. We went ahead and got the Fina here. They do play Fina as a 3/of, though its effect doesn't do anything in this deck, it looks like. Just at a glance, yeah, it's just there as another goblin.
Evolve that. Okay. And what does it do on evolve?
All right, we got Marion, I think that's how you say his name, on Evo here.
Follower +1/+1. So this become a 3. I'll swing you for 5. Put you at 9.
Yep. I'll take it.
We get a +1/+1 here into the 3/5, and again, we're going to go ahead and push 5 damage, it looks like, and then pass turn here. It's a pretty annoying board state, but we are at 5 play points now for Exia, which means Conflag is back online here. Otherwise, they do have access to Verdant Magna as well to run into something, to go ahead and pop it. They can go ahead and just like pop it into the Dragon Summoner, since it is a 3/5 now, so they can run the Verdant Magna and remove that easily, and then be left with a 4/4 ward that does heal them too. The question here is, though, what do they decide to do? I feel like this is like a board you're kind of happy to conflag if you have it, because like you just swing in for one, swing in one to your opponent, and then just conflag the board. It removes your Colorful Cook as well as your Viridia Magna. Then you're going to evo the Viridia Magna from that, and then if you want, you can discard to Colorful Cook to help, you know, with the consistency of finding your Viridia Magna, or not Viridia Magna, your Valdanes.
And then last words.
So yep, getting rid of the Dragon Summoner there. Going to go ahead and do the Evo, which means they probably don't have Conflag in hand, and after doing that, you probably don't want to Conflag till this Viridia Magna is gone, essentially. Draw ditching here. Trail of Light discarded here. Draw a card. Trail of Light being a card makes it so Natura is just such a powerful deck. You have to draw all your decks are essentially, you know, 3 cards less, 37 cards, but you're also drawing more cards than other decks. There's been a lot of games playing Natura where I just get to essentially, you know, see every card in my deck, which is insane. Valdane, the whole reason this deck is built around this guy here. So on play, you get a top check 3 and add a Natura card from among them into your hand, and you bury the other 2, which is good for you because this deck requires you to have a really huge amount of Natura cards in grave because of Valdane's spell here, Shadow's Corrosion, which means that for every 5 cards, Natura cards in your graveyard, it deals 1 damage to your opponent. And then so a lot of times towards the end state, you get a couple Shadow Corrosions out, and every turn you pass a turn, you're dealing 6 or more damage every turn with having 2 Shadow Corrosions out, which is obnoxiously powerful. And, you know, you get to kind of ignore your opponent's board, just hitting the pass turn button, and you're just trying to live as many turns as often as possible.
Okay, so you do 4 damage to who?
4 damage to Fina. Search out a Shadow's Corrosion from deck and put it into EX area, then shuffle the deck.
So Valdane on the Evo side here, which is really good. Like, this is the whole reason you get the card on the Evo side. You can select an enemy fall on the field, deal 4 damage, and then search your deck for Shadow's Corrosion and throw it into your EX area. Or you can select this Shadow's Corrosion in your cemetery and play it for 0 play points, and then it itself would go into the EX area as well for using it. And like I said, like the card reads here, for every 5 Natura cards in your cemetery, you deal 1 damage to each enemy leader at the end of your turn, which is a really powerful effect once you start getting it online. Valdane himself helping you filling up your cemetery that way. All right, Valdane swinging in here to get rid of some more stuff off the board. We're left with 2 Finas here, or Ferias, I should say. So now that we have 1 Valdane online, a lot of the times 2 here, we're just kind of looking for multiple copies because we want to get 2 or all 3 Shadow Corrosions eventually into the grave, or not in the graveyard, into the EX zone. Oh, while they're thinking this out, guys, make sure to give the stream a like if you enjoy these weekly online tournaments. They're a lot of fun to always cast. I know I've been off and on again for the last few weeks. Just a lot of holiday plans and traveling for tournaments recently has been making it a little bit harder to run these, but I try to get them in as whenever I can. Luckily, I'm home on Christmas, so, and you know, as always, you know, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everyone. What are we thinking about here? What are we looking for? It's a very annoying board state because leaving any of this up here means you're going to be pushed a lot of damage next turn from not only the Valdane swinging in for 5 on his Evo side. It's just quite annoying.
I'll play a 2-drop, just a 2/2, doesn't do anything. And I'll play Draconeer.
Yep.
That's not the card. So we have Doting Dragoneer coming out here, and if was active, select enemy fall, and you can deal it 2 damage. It does Evo. And then obviously we are playing Dragoneer, Knuckle Dragon.
Kill both followers.
Okay, which one are you gonna target on evolve?
Draconeer Knuckle Dragon being such a powerful card, Evo side, it does deal 4 damage in this case because they did power up one of the followers on the board and then went ahead and pushed that damage in. It's one of the awkward things too when you play against a Verdant deck. You clear their board, but by clearing their board, you're putting more Notcher cards into their grave, which means you're basically, setting yourself up to take more damage in the next turn. We'll see here how Exia handles this next turn playing this deck. I'm not the biggest fan of Notcher Dragon, but it is a very consistently solid deck, I would say. The games you see Verdant are the ones you're the most happy with, obviously, as soon as possible. Verdant being such a key piece to the deck, but Notcher does let you draw a lot of extra cards by playing Notcher in general because of all the trees.
How much attack does the standing follower have?
There are 2 2s. This one's a 2/3 because of the arm, but they're all doesn't do anything.
Gotcha. All right, I'll just I have no choice here. Conflag.
All right, we're getting a conflag hitting the board. One of 2 conflags run by XA here. Gonna go ahead and clean things up, and then let things open for your own things here.
I'm counting 7.
Left with 1 play point here.
Go ahead and pay 1 to stack a tree.
They're going to go ahead and pop one of the trees here.
No, I said no. It's still my turn.
I already draw, but I'm not gonna change anything.
Okay, I'll sack a tree. I'll draw and discard. I'm gonna discard.
Did you draw already?
I'm sorry.
Okay, never mind. I thought you drew. Never mind. Go ahead.
No. I just drew from the tree and then I'm about to discard. I'm gonna discard.
Rika, how could you lose with the Passion deck? I love Passion. Though your round 1 opponent was a very tough opponent to deal with. It looks like we're deciding what to discard here. Looks like we're discarding another Shadow Corrosion into the grave.
I already draw. I'm gonna play this guy.
Yeah.
I am now in overflow, so I'll check top 3.
Yeah. And then see if
All right, back to this dude. Oh no, not this one.
No, not that lucky. I get this.
There we go.
Okay. What is it? Okay, I'll see what it does later.
Doesn't do anything, but I think I'll play it anyway. It's a 2/4. When a Dragon Newt attack, I do 2 damage to you. She's a Dragon Newt. This is a Dragon Newt. But you're gonna kill it with Magna anyway, so I don't think it matters. I'll pass.
Okay. Turn.
Sometimes sometimes it's just better to be lucky than good at card games. If I could god roll people every game, I would. At every event, I would 100% do it instead of being skillful at card games.
I'll go ahead and play Shenlong.
I will check on Discord in a bit. I can't. Whenever I'm streaming this stuff, I stream directly from the Discord, so cannot read the chat, unfortunately.
Trail of Light. Draw 1.
Oh wait, actually, I can check from my phone. Shenlong, a card I don't see too often anymore, but kind of making a comeback with Notcher Dragon. Coming down here to draw 2, discard 1. We're gonna Evo to heal 5 here, get back up to 12 life total.
And I'll just ward and pass. Hope you don't kill me. And then get burnt.
Not yet. I will kill the Shenlong though with Filene. You take 2 from Filene as well.
All right. Finally coming down, such a powerful card. It's probably going to be played a lot for quite some time. It's such a powerful control tool in general. It's such a 1/3 stat line is just insane. It's like kind of annoying to remove. It swings in as well. So if you have to play it on 1, you're fine with it.
I'll attack you for
It does search out the White Frost Whispers, which also ends up dealing damage to the opponent.
I'll attack you for 5 because this is also a dragon new. I can't hear you. You say that again? Okay. You sound like a Megatron right now, but it's alright. I have you at 1, and I'll just pass.
Is this low to the ground aggro dragon deck gonna pull through? All right, Pterodon coming down. Gonna accelerate, most likely, I assume here. Yep, we're gonna go up a empty play point orb. You know, but we're so close to going to 10 play points at this point, it almost doesn't matter. Drawing and discarding here. Ooh, discarding Desert Pathfinder. This is a really aggravating board state. They just need to be able to board clear. They have the con flag. Jesus. All right, losing their own Pterodon. I assume they did that on purpose. I'm not 100% sure, but here we are. Maybe they top deck the maybe they top deck the con flag because they got rid of that as well. So
You sound like Megatron. Can you point out how many finger do I take? Do I take 1 or 2? 2. Okay. And I assume it's my turn after that? I can't hear you, but I'll just draw.
looks like Exia having problems with their mic. All right, a Dragon Summoner coming out here. Don't have another Evo, unfortunately. At least they didn't summon a list with 2 Evos.
1 Evo. Oh no. Okay, I'll play this. And I'll just arm her up and I'll say go.
All right, arming up the summoner, putting him to a 1/4. Hopefully something lives so they can swing in here. Otherwise, there's, you know, another turn of taking burn damage from Verdant. Though they have the life total to kind of chill out for a bit, so. Once again, this is another awkward board state. I'm looking at the list. I don't know how much. Like, a Verdant here into like 2 Shadows Corrosion would be like a very good way to deal with this board and then also push to close out the game, but I don't know if they have that. Top deck Jerry for the win. If only that happened, that would have been hype. Okay, they have the Verdant, so they need to find the second one, right? So we'll top check 3 here. If they can find Shadows Corrosion off of here, it'd be pretty good. Looks like they didn't though. They are going to be able to deal 4 damage and rip 1 from their grave though.
I can't hear you.
Looks like they're typing out their message now because Exia's mic or whatever is messing up so bad they can't understand each other.
I guess you whiff? Is that what you're trying to say? I just want to confirm. Kit, can you hear him?
He sounds like a robot. He might have DM'd you or put something in chat. Can you check? It looked like he was typing earlier.
Yeah, I'm checking general. I don't see anything. Okay, I'm just confirming if I can hear you or not. I cannot hear you.
Oh yeah, it sounds like his mic is broken. Let me look on Discord here. Yeah, if you want to try leaving the call and coming back to see if that fixes things, go ahead and do that.
All right. Did it fix now?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to switch mics after. Oh, sorry. I might have to switch mics after this. All right. So
Okay.
sorry. So as I was saying, for Valdane, check top three. Because it's bury not discard. I don't actually get to play the Tyrannosaur. I'll just bury it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So they were trying to play
So then I'll
to Tyrannosaurus here, but there was some confusion between bury and discard. Burying a card is not the same as discarding a card.
let me see how many do I have. Okay, I have 11 Natura cards in Cemetery, so I'll evolve.
Oh, they opted to. They didn't pop a tree to do that. I figured they would.
I'll go ahead and let me see. Yeah, I'll search Shadow's Corrosion. So I'll hit Draconeer for 4. Yeah, hit Draconeer for 4. Shadow's Corrosion into my EX and then shuffle my deck. And then I'll just Viridia here, run into Dragons. Yeah, that follower. Down 3. Have 2 more play points left. Pathfinder for 2. Put a tree. I'll put the tree on. I'll put the tree on EX area, and then I have over 5 Natura cards. I'll check top 3. I'll grab Tyrannosaur, bot deck the rest. Pass. Hope you don't kill me.
Oh, I top
And
deck.
let's see. Oh,
Aquaneroid.
Aqua Nereid for game. GG.
Just
Yeah,
damage.
just burn. Yep, GG.
The weedy dragon deck coming in, destroying things here.
There's the forte.
If you guys aren't familiar with the card itself, Aqua Nereid, very funny card here. Summons Megalocoria token, and if Overflow is active, it gives it Storm, so it was able to actually storm out with the token card itself.
Yeah, because I had the third Valdane in hand. I just couldn't play it.
Yeah, I gotta kill you before that.
Yep, GG's.
Good game, good game.
All right, let me check here. All right, so we have one game left going on. Once that wraps up, we'll be moving on to the final round, which is round 3. It should be done. We should be going to round 3 in the next couple of minutes. So thanks for watching, guys. If you're enjoying yourself, throw us a like. It helps a lot. Thank you.
Hello, you hear me? All right, hello.
There you're ready. Okay. Round 3 is going to start now. I'm going to set this up, guys, and then we'll be good to go. Let's see.
This is. It's not going to go that long. Trust me.
Okay.
Either I know that I've lost very early, or I'll peter out like really quickly.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you want to cut?
I think Shadowverse. Do you have any preference or not?
Half is fine.
All right. Come into match 1, I guess. And then for those guys on the stream, I'm joined Rika on the final match here. They're going to be joining me to do a little fun commentary.
Oh, hello.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, I did absolutely nothing the first 2 rounds, and here I am, got the bye.
I'll go first.
So it's like, okay, join the commentary booth. So hello, all viewers of Burn 1 and such. So yeah, you're the host, so you just talk about stuff other than the game, obviously.
Yeah. I've actually known Rika for a bit now. I feel like we knew each other before Shadowverse, right? We met each other before then, right? But I know we mostly interacted by then because I knew Rin, which is your friend, right? From a long time.
Known for people in CC. As started, you were one of the transition. I think you were one of the transition players. Actually, let me try to see if I could lower. But I think I have both these players' volumes.
Oh yeah, I have them super low.
Yeah. There we go.
Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, for the most part, you were one of the transition coming in from one of the different games, and I also came in from one of the games that were weirdly enough ending when SVE
Started.
released. So this Shadowverse. I started playing Shadowverse for since the JP released, actually. That's why I play a lot of Forestcraft decks on my side. But yeah, I try to play different stuff, like how what you saw today.
Draws a card on Evo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, awesome. Here, let me look here. Okay, so this matchup obviously is we have a repeat here of the essentially PDK deck. It's kind of low to the ground, pretty aggressive. Going into a Ward Haven, I believe. This looks like Ward Haven.
I played this person. This is kind of the thing I got trapped in this with this Robo
oh wait, I think I have the wrong deck list on here. Oh wait, sorry, I don't. It's not the dragon. Hold on. I need to change this, so you can go ahead and talk about their deck because you played into it.
Yeah.
I guess I'll trade into that. So I'll trade into your.
So at least from what people can see on the screen too, the Robo Falcon is a very good card that has use of Storm and can also just continually buff up. And if you do not answer this card, it can be very tricky. Kind of that's how I lost my game. Was Robo Falcon was not answered, and that's a really tough stat line to deal with pretty early, especially if you have the Evo points like you see Deskanon has here.
Yeah. All right. So it's actually Mecha Haven versus a kind of like a controlling Ward Haven. It seems like they're playing the Wilbert Grand Knight package of like good stuff. It seems like.
Yeah.
So Ruby Falcon coming down here, really good card for. Surprisingly, how good it is for Mecha Haven. It does help push the damage for the deck.
Yeah, it's also pretty good fatty stat line too, though it's still kind of prone to stuff like surefire bullets
On Evo,
and
heals 3.
things like that. But
Deals 2 to
pretty good to take
heal.
out some of the stuff that are on the field right now.
She's at 2 health.
Yeah, I think too. Like, I feel like Surefire, like, even though Surefire randomly is really good in this meta right now, but it's also like a lot of decks don't have the room to just play it like as freely as like prior metas. I feel like.
They're all
Yeah.
bored. Okay.
Yeah.
Ordering strikes a little bit
And
different.
you got a bit some tricky situation here with this double warding idea. You can't really use Robo Falcon to specibility with it going an extra attack up. And looks like I think it's out of play points right now too, so might have to just answer the field.
Strike effect.
That's kind of what you have to do. You have to kind of have Robo Falcon go down and make it easier to target, because if Robo Falcon keeps scaling up, it makes it tougher.
So he's at 2. And
Yeah, I actually experienced that in a game the other day. Every time Robo Falcon came down, it just felt like such an important thing to remove as soon as possible, because it will just get out of control too quickly.
oh, that's an open board. I can just get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably order differently, right? Like ping this.
So do you have the list, by the way? I would love to take a look at the list.
Yeah, I can see
I'm
you the deck
already
codes.
out
Yeah.
anyways, so I don't think it's gonna matter. I'm not playing a future opponent. It seems.
Against Wardhaven yet.
And it's also gonna be probably potentially a long game too. Looks like they're fairly. I don't know the health specific wise right now.
And then I'll swing into the root.
All right, perfect.
Wait,
Let me take a look.
Falcon will attack.
Yeah, it's good to get some insight here for me to see.
Turbo.
All right, I don't know if those are zeros or O's, so good luck.
Yeah,
One floating.
so I'll try to figure something out.
Good 4.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky that I also don't have the health, but yeah, it's gonna be. Looks like it's gonna be quite a matchup for both players. Okay. All right, I got both lists. Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah, this is the great thing about Havencraft in general right now. They just have some pretty good archetypes overall. Machina Haven is more of the shown along with the ward usage. So these are kind of like the main archetypes you're gonna see definitely throughout the meta.
Yeah, obviously, Haven 2 is not like a really huge popular deck, even though it's relatively strong. But I think the community overall is just like not down on Haven, especially Mecha Haven. Basically Mecha Haven. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, play down Wilbert here, and
Always rooting for Wilbert.
and
Wilbert hitting Kaede
gets
too,
out the Kaede, which will be able
which
to
is
advantage.
huge.
Yeah, that's good too, because a lot of people.
5.
I think Kaede is a pretty good card. It's a 5 defense stat line, and with the on top of this with the Wilbert, now you have to deal with 2 different 5 defenses, so it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, one of the things too from playing into Kaede more the other day is that the heal 5 and draw a card thing is actually really aggravating sometimes.
Yeah,
they hit the Kaede and it triggers, and you're just like, well, great.
All right, then we get the counterplay here.
Lamonia coming down. This is like the centerpiece for Machina Haven.
Yeah.
On Evo cost 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah. A lot of people like to do the strats, just keep taking those out as pretty good repair modes to get that Evo up.
I'll take 3, right? Tail on board.
Yeah.
Yep, one-sided board wipe. We love to see it.
Yeah.
It also does generate after evoing here. As you can see, I have on screen here, you can select a Machina Flower that costs 2 or less in your cemetery and summon it and activate only once per turn. So a lot of times you get things like this with this Robo Falcon coming out. The strike effect also generating another repair mode token, so they can cash that in later if they want to as well.
Yeah. You have to double answer the board, which is and you're already dealing with a 5/4 stat line too. I think it's not bad for the
the health it has. It could be answered. Again, this is a double Haven matchup. But yeah, I think noticing both has options like John the Arc and good amount of stuff to deal with it.
I can bring back.
Yeah, the Ward Haven deck too does play Surefire Bullets, so they have answers if needed here.
Yeah.
Which is nice because sometimes actually not having an answer, like a 5/4 stat line, it doesn't seem too scary to like answer, but when they don't engage it and like to swing into anything, it can be kind of awkward with some of the deck builds currently going around. There's not a whole lot of interaction sometimes when you really need it.
Hey,
All right. Another Bellerin Angel out. Looking pretty stable with the hand size at least, though. Yeah, I think both players are playing a lot of very safety nets. They're not dropping down stuff immediately, so it looks like it's gonna be pretty good. You'll get more value out of that Bellerin Angel. Yeah, I think probably the idea here would be like Ward Bellerin Angel, maybe keep a Wilbert's. We'll definitely see. Okay, we'll decide both up. Looks like he wants to probably play some defense here.
Yeah, this is really scary, actually. I feel like not answering Lumonia and leaving the RoboFalcon up too is very scary because they can Evo it now and then generate more tokens, essentially, which RoboFalcon does get an extra attack if you have 3 or more cards named Repair Mode in your EX area. So it can get somewhat out of control. Yeah. Especially since the Evo side does generate 1 by itself just for Evoing.
Yeah.
We'll see what they have here.
Oh, yeah, Desk also has 6 play points up, so yeah, this is a good answer here.
Yeah, oh my god. And then his board also getting that much harder to deal with because it's going to get a lot of health as well.
Yeah, evolve the Jean, and then you also bump up the defense, and then the line of play will be like attack with the, probably go into the Jean. You can go into like kind of anything. There's a lot of good things, but the most value out of it can be that.
Oh, did you draw your card?
Yeah, also have to draw that, and then most likely gonna go with the rush because you just have the availability of storm damage of the other cards.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fine with tanking. I think John the Arc already did the job, so it's good to take it out here.
He lives.
Okay.
Yeah, it probably does not die out of that.
Yeah, sometimes you forget Jean has 5 health. It does live against a lot of things.
Yeah, that is nobly surprising considering like yeah, a lot of people don't realize that Wilbert is not a 5/5, it's a 4/5.
Yeah, Lamonia and RoboFalcon coming in here doing a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I'm tapped out. Pass.
Yeah. They'll could answer with another Jean d'Arc of themselves. We'll see though. Curious to see how the turn is played here.
4 in hand.
Right, this is a 4 in hand, pretty stable still. And pretty good setup transitioning to possibly go into another Lamonia if want.
Yeah, I mean, if a Wilbert board gets out of hand, then you just kind of Lamonia clear the board and reset things essentially and make them answer you. They do play 3 Aether of the White Wing as well, which is pretty scary because when I've played,
so there's a lot of different search outs you can do.
It's you can build some pretty obnoxious boards with Aether of the White Wing. You just like Aether of the White Wing into Wilbert. Wilbert like finds Kaede because you're a good player, or honestly even Lapis is an all right card to hit as well. So you get this big board once again. But you know, in this matchup, it's kind of awkward too because you got to kind of play out to like really force them to use all the Lamonias before your boards will start sticking. It feels like.
It's an interesting line of thing. Looking at the depth too, you have Actually, I have to look at this person's Aether too. Yeah, both players are playing Dark John at 1, 2, which is pretty good. You can play a good amount of 1-ofs in a deck like this, so you have pretty good access with Aether. So you can go like even the play points like go Aether, go Dark John, then evolve Dark John if you have the evolution points. So pretty cool way that people are using some 1-ofs in a game like this.
Aether coming out, pulling out the Kaede here.
Yeah, which is good. You have a good banisher. Usually it's the Usually it's the standing cards in the board like this. which leaves it to no more play points remaining, but you do have a ward pressure at least. Yeah. The good amount of people really think that like the thing with Kaede is you unfortunately don't have her advantage to give her aura, but that really doesn't matter when she can be like your life support with having 5 or less defense. And even the extra card draw too.
Yeah. It's a powerful ward. It removes a body off the board, and then if you're in that scenario where the heal 5 draw card comes into play, it's like already really good. Obviously, if we could, we'd love to give it aura, but everything else about the card is still very powerful.
Yeah. And Hundred has 6 cards in hand, looks like, or might be 5. I think it's 6 cards in hand from this angle. So both players are pretty good ways of balancing their hand. They're not going so far into pushing their hand, and we're also getting to it too soon, like maxed out play point range, so they'll be able to use a lot of cards after that. So let's see what happens here.
This is like pretty awkward too. I always feel like one of the issues with like the Wilbert decks is that you're such a board-based deck because Wilbert builds you a board. And so sometimes not answering your opponent's board and like leaving it for them, like especially in this Machina matchup because they have a one-sided board wipe, is just so scary because you've left this potential big swings of damage coming out if they get a Lamonia here as well, which is spooky.
Yeah, and at the same time too, you also have like you could have some awkward targets when you look at your top of the deck. Luckily, you filtered them out the next time you go into a Wilbert.
Yeah.
But yeah, there could be some weird places. Like I think one of them was a Wilbert that went to Melner, which the draw is nice, but like it's a pretty easy card that can just get answered out.
Trying to think of a way that I can kill you this turn. I apologize.
Thinking about if they have enough to end the game immediately. That's never a good sign for the opponent.
Yeah.
I should have figured that out myself.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of.
Well, the deeper you go into the game with Wilbert, like it gets tougher to answer constant ward stuff. So this is kind of stuff that we see in like Cute Idolmaster, for example, which just gets a lot of value off of Uzuki. That could be potentially wards. This is kind of like some similar aspects where if you don't follow it up right now, it's like, oh, I'm just going to like play a lot of reinforcements, and they don't play cool stuff like Themis Decree that'll just wipe their entire board or really anything like that. There's a lot of just like regular targetables.
Yeah, I'm getting Dark John.
I'm looking to swing in the Kaede here, using Aether to get the Dark John out to kind of clear up the board a bit.
Wait. Wait.
Yeah. I can't.
Wait. Oh, you didn't. Oh, okay. I thought you had some EPs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I got too big for my britches there. The other play was Father Refinement. So.
Oh, I mean, you still want to do that play?
No, I went into my deck already.
Yeah, so let's just spend all the Evo points. The goal is probably the lineup play was probably Dark John, then go into the Evo, which looks like it's not going to work.
Yeah, whatever. Swinging Robo Falcon.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just finish it off the Aether.
And on the swing, I get the repair mode, leaving Dark John untapped and pass.
Still gonna be tough though to answer the Dark John, possibly.
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't get answered, they get to Evo here. I think which is like really spooky as well.
Yeah, like John the Arc by itself cannot answer this, even with the Evo. But there's a lot of great answerables that can be targeted. Now that's the thing about both their decks is that they have like direct targetables like Acolyte's Light, like Kaede herself, etc. So stuff just gets vanished in a flash.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's kind of boring, but I'll acolyze your 2 cards.
Double acolytes.
That's
Yeah,
what I was thinking. I see. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
So I was
well,
like,
good. We'll heal 4 and
Yeah.
remove your board. It's all good.
Yeah. I mean, this does help. That's why it's kind of interested to see how Hung was holding up cards in hand. And it's still at 5. It still has 5 cards in hand too. So he didn't really waste a lot of stuff out of that. And you got a heal 4 on top of that.
All right, Iron Knuckle Nun coming down, help generating these tokens. What do we see here after this though? Are we gonna pay 2 to? Oh, actually, does this lift? Yeah, they do have Technolord here, so they could Technolord if they need to.
I saw one of Technolord.
Yeah. All right, using the sister here to search out the exact card they need.
I really love how just like a cool generic design too that you have with a card like this, just being able to search it for any card, like even specifically for like this archetype, having 5 in the EX area. It's a pretty cool concept overall because you just basically make your deck like a toolbox when you play this.
Yeah, Haven has like actually a lot of really cool toolboxy type cards like this, which is really cool. I'm like you said, yeah, I like that they added this card to, to the archetype itself.
Yeah, it's a very cool concept.
Oh my God, is that Mousekeys? It is Mouskers.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 11.
Very good efficient turn right there from Desk. Yeah, you got a lot. You did a lot there, definitely. But let's see what the follow-up is, because Hung also has this pretty good stable hand size with 6 in hand. So it really feels like a nice chess match right now. It just depends on who is gonna impact more forward.
Have they used any Jeans yet? I mean, Jean on this board would be totally fine too. You got to clear up everything and be left with a 4/5 body, which feels good.
For sure, Desk used one Jean. I don't know about Hung though.
Yeah, I think he didn't use any yet.
I used Wilbert, so won't be going in there. We're going to a one of Octobishop.
Octobishop here is a 4.
Arguably, this is actually a fun tech card idea. I would have not actually thought of this, so.
Yeah, 4-drop 4/6 essentially that you can also randomly get off Wilbert. Not the worst in the world. Still solid. If it lives longer, once it gets out of the 7 or the 6 range, it can dodge a lot of things against sword and stuff, other than like spot removal that just destroys immediately.
This is kind of what we're saying too. It's like the Haven has a great amount of stuff to reach, whether it's like grab a card specifically or grab it. Aethers, yeah, Aether becomes more powerful later, and both of them playing Aethers is definitely makes for an exciting game. And then yeah, we'll do this double word thing right here. Yeah, there's a lot of from Hung's side, a lot of reinforcements, and I kind of don't blame after that double acolyte lines.
Yeah. This is a scenario too that I'm kind of scared of. It's just like, oh, Lemonia comes out here, brings back Robo Falcon while also destroying my board, and they get a swing in with all this stuff. It seems very scary.
That is potential proneness. Though at the same time too, it's how much is okay.
So all right, so searching. I assume they're gonna search Lemonia out of their deck.
Teleport a 3 or lower out of my deck.
Yep. Here comes out Lemonia.
Yeah, and only has 7 play points remaining, so still pretty efficient with use.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do it this way. Pay 3.
Okay, we'll also follow up with.
Ooh, they got a Robo Falcon in hand too coming out.
4 and 1, 2, 3. Wipe your board.
So we have 3 cards with Ward and Storm on the board too that are going to be dealing extra damage this turn because of Ruby Falcon.
Yeah.
Is this enough to close out the game? I wasn't keeping track of both
Yeah, it's
life
a bit-
totals.
Yeah.
Okay, and Iron Knuckle, strike effect, deal 1, then deal 2.
Yeah, that's a scary setup right there.
Swing. Oh, sorry. Are you floating anything?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, still has potential answer too. Maybe a third Acolyte's Light.
Here, get to the order, I guess.
Okay, order is Iron Knuckle. Strike effect always goes off first because turn player. You
Yep.
ping for...
So I'll ping for 1, which is unanswerable.
1, 2.
Though it's saying if that is a Acolyte's Light,
Yeah.
the best answer still at the end of the day is probably well answer is Surefire instead.
Okay, you still take the 1, and then you take the 2.
Okay, so getting rid of Ruby Falcon is pretty good. At least you're gonna save 2 damage on these other cards here swinging in though.
Meowskers, take 2.
Okay. 5.
All right.
And Lamonia effect. Get a Robo Falcon.
Yeah.
Robo Falcon swing for 1. Make a repair mode.
Okay.
And how much you at?
I'm at 4.
Okay.
Oh, it's 4 health. So 4 health remaining right now.
Yep.
That makes it easier to.
8 to 4 here. So yeah, this is a very awkward board state now. They don't have a lot of other board clears. Honestly, it's just like John the Arc is their best board clear, other than like the one of Dark Sean. So
we'll go Lapis and then into Kaide, obviously. And yeah, get the heal 5, so that we got to see the heal 5 and draw effect pop off. So now it's at 9 remaining health.
Yeah, 8 to 9 here.
Okay.
Lapis 2 going to go ahead and give itself a prayer token. So once it gets removed, you'll be able to draw a card for every prayer token on this card.
How much health are you at?
I'm at 11.
Oh, yeah, it is 11. Yeah.
Oh no, the heal 2 from Lapis as well.
The 2 heal.
Yeah.
It's a nice. This feels like a nice boxing match type of aspect right now.
11.
Like both of them are really pushing out a lot of their heavy cards, and none are holding back, which is good too because either one could win the game here. I'd like to know how do you think this position is too? Like, who do you think is more favored right now, or do you think it's like almost dead even?
It might be closer to even than I want to give it credit. I feel like I would be
This is very interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I'd be happier on the Machina side. Oh yeah, this third Lamonia here, always afraid of. Is this enough to clear the game now after this? You got 11, so what is this? 2, 3, 4, 5.
I can see the stat. I can see the thing right
6,
now.
7. This like pushes 7 this turn, right? So they still live, right? Start 11.
11.
And you get to draw a card.
1, 2. Let's see.
Mouser's is 2, yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Attack. Repair mode. Yep. Did you take the extra 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Meowskers for 2.
Okay. 9 to 7.
7.
Warcott for 1.
Okay.
6.
And Iron Knuckle for 2.
So down back to 4. So they did a entire 180 of coming from 4.
Yeah.
4, now it's back to 4. But look at that! Look at that board pressure though. That is really, really tough.
You're telling me you banished half my deck.
It looks like we don't get the Jean here. We're going to go ahead and play our Phantom Blade Wielder here. Going to Evo, pop something, deal something to somewhere. Most likely swing into something else here.
Yep. And then I'll swing into the meows. Oh wait, there's wards. Okay.
Yeah, has a priority to ward.
Yep.
Okay, and then
It's always difficult too. There's like always pieces as you want to answer, but the ward is. All right.
Oh wait, no.
So
2 floating, so I'll ping the other 2.
All right. So yeah, Phantom Wheelblader here is going to get rid of Lamonia, which is like the big scary card here.
yeah, and that's out of Lamonia's too. That's the third one that's been used. So
Yep.
has to find another way to close out the game, essentially.
Okay.
This Lapis also putting them to 6, which
Pay 6.
oh, Technolord come out here. Oh yeah, that should be game because you just Spanish 3, kill Lapis, deal 3 damage with the effect, and then swing in with everything else.
Destroying the Lapis.
Yeah.
Yep, that should be game.
Like that.
Down to 4.
4, 3. Yeah, I
Oh,
believe.
that doesn't.
Oh yeah, and that too.
That's very much closing it out now.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Dealing 1, 2.
So Technolord coming out doing his thing, followed by Ruby Falcon follow up to clear everything out here in the end.
Swing Ruby Falcon for
4 it should be.
Yeah. Mocha in the chat too said this went on longer than I thought it would. Yeah, this game did went quite the distance.
Who are you hitting?
Robo Falcon. No, wait. Let me hit. Yeah. I can only target that. There you go.
Okay.
And everything else should be an answer, right?
And swing Meowskers. Ruby Falcon ping. Meowskers ping.
Alright, GG.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
game.
So,
Wow.
That got a little bit awkward. I don't realistically think there was a way for
What a game though.
because the wards were too big.
That's one of the things. Like, I always feel like Ward Haven is like relatively powerful, but once again, like my biggest gripe with it, it just feels like if I can't like run all the resources out on my opponent, then I can't really win the game.
Yeah, and it also it's a bit trickier to get to the end game. You kind of have that. I get stuck in this strategy, but how can I close out the game necessarily? So yeah, that's something that that Cute, for example, struggles with. Is I have a lot of powerful pieces, but can I really capitalize on it in that? And a lot of this is just like defend. Honestly, too, like for example, some plays in my head too is like you don't need at times too, like you can stand a lot of your ward stuff like Octobishop, like Lapis, etc. Like there's a lot of different areas where you can just like not ward, but I kind of pressured it to a point where every ward has to be continually used.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, other than that, thank you for letting me join on the call. Quite a great match to put on the.
Yeah, I'm glad it wasn't like 4 turns later the game's over.
Yeah, no, that's what happened to me today.
Yeah. All right. Yep. Thank you for joining them. I'm gonna end out the stream here. Thanks, guys, for watching and everything.
Have a great Christmas, everybody.
Yeah,
Happy
exactly.
holidays. I believe this is the last tournament of the year too, as well. So have a great 2025 to everybody in the SV community, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, before we go, you want to shout out your channel and everything?
Yeah, twitch.tv/ChuniClan. I'm trying to get back on streaming more days, but I stream on Sundays definitely for online tournaments. I also stream on Tuesday and trying to do Fridays as well. But yeah, we're gonna have an update soon on our YouTube channel, and also check out our YouTube channel since I think everyone else is on YouTube right now. ChuniClan on YouTube. Both myself and my teammate Twintail do content in there, but I mostly am on Twitch because I stream a lot. So yeah, thank you everybody joining in, and